Good morning, everybody. It's time for The Experience live with Russ and Scott. Here we go. Big thank you to H&R Block of Albany, Corvallis, Lebanon, and Salem for their sponsorship of The Experience live with Russ and Scott. Wait, there's another sponsor? And special thanks also to our other sponsor, the Gillot Home team of Keller Williams and Laura Gillot. Thank you so much for sponsoring The Experience live with Russ and Scott. It's almost time. Ta-da! Woohoo!
Good morning, Russ.
Good morning, Scott. Scott is in motion, forward motion, moving
right.
and broadcasting at the same time on The Experience, because you know this is all about the experience of life and you're living it.
And just so you know, I am in the car, but I am safely as a passenger. There's my beautiful wife over here.
Hi, Christine.
She is she's making the drive to the Portland airport because despite what biased media has been saying about me, I am not in the back of a squad car. I'm in the passenger seat of my wife's car.
You're so funny. Well, first of all, I want you to know you married way up, so it makes you look way better.
You got that right.
And second of all, this is just too weird because I am doing my podcast tomorrow morning from the Eugene airport. Because I'll be down there to pick up my son and daughter-in-law, so it's remote everywhere. So yeah,
hey, that's the beauty of today's world. This is absolutely the greatest time ever to be alive.
Oh my goodness, yes. And we only have one thing to say about that. Yeah! Yes, we are ready.
Hey, let me say, Russ, you have done an outstanding job on the opening and our commercials for H&R Block and for the Gillot Home team. That's a lot of fun. I tell you, I love the beginning though, because the experience is definitely an e-ticket ride.
Yes. Oh, I love, you know what I love about the beginning, like you said, it's all the memories of all the people we've had on. We're so blessed with so many great people, including Andrea Beem and Mike DiCioccio, who's on this morning, and I said his name wrong. I knew I was going to say it. Anyway, we're going to let him, we'll let him correct me on his last name. But anyway, I tried. I should just leave the last names off, and I'm not good at that. But anyway, Mike is an awesome guy, though. Let me just say that. Mike, you're an awesome guy. So good to see him sitting there in the green room waving at me. He's ready to go. So anyway,
Awesome.
so listen, I want to just remind everybody, we're so excited. We are here every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and we're having so much fun with so many great people. And today is no different. The comments are blowing up, and we're going to start flashing a few of those across the screen when we get going. But I don't know, Scott. I think we should just get started and bring Andrea in because
let's do it.
Is ready. All right, here she comes. Hello, Andrea.
Hello.
So, Andrea, good morning. I love the banner in the back.
Yes, right? I do too. It is my favorite. I love it. I don't know if you can see that all the way, but yes. I can't take all the credit for it. I stole it from a coworker up in Bellingham, Washington. I saw it and I was like, oh, I must have that.
That's perfect.
Awesome. You know, the other day, Andrea and I had coffee, and it was so great to see her and catch up. What a great friend she is, and what a dynamic individual, and what a great positive life she lives and all that she does. Andrea is going to tell us a little bit about herself, but she's a real estate tycoon, and she is doing great things with her team there. So, Andrea, why don't we just start off? Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, well, we're in like major growth mode right now. We've just recently added 3 brand new real estate agents to our team just in the last 30 days. And we're looking to add 3 more before the end of the year. So we're in massive growth mode right now. The market is still doing really well. I know there's been talk of it, slowing down, but the crazy thing, it doesn't matter what market you're in, right? It's about your mindset. Back in the 80s when the interest rates were up at 18%, people were still buying and selling houses. So we're definitely in growth mode right now, and just looking forward to the future because things have been so exciting in real estate. And still working on my book. I've been working on that pretty heavily. I'm getting a lot of pressure and accountability on that, which has been really good. So lots of things, lots of irons in the fire.
Andrea, I love that you are creating jobs, and congratulations on that. I love it when businesses are creating jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. And not even, it's not even just a job. I mean, this is a career that has so much flexibility and creativity in it that the ceiling is really non-existent. You can kind of go anywhere and do anything in this career. And I love that. I love that you're not in a box, you can kind of create what you want.
Well, so what's really cool.
Your book too. Go ahead,
yeah.
Russ.
No, go ahead. Tell us about your book, Andrea.
Yeah. It's called Dents in Your Armor. And it is really just my story about a couple years ago. I found myself kind of in a really dark hole. Just a lot of doubt swirling around in my head about my abilities and what I could do and my leadership skills and all that stuff. And, it got in my head. And so this book is a story about how I got out of that. It took me a long time to get out of that hole. And there's a lot of things that I learned along the way. There was a lot of lessons I learned, tools I learned. And this book is sharing those experiences and those tools in hopes that someone else will also realize that, yes, they've got dents in their armor too. And that's okay, right? Like that's what shapes us and molds us and makes us beautiful. And we can help other people with those stories. So that's my hope.
Well, that's what I love about you, Andrea, is that you're all about helping people. And whether it's through real estate or through the book or speaking, because I know you speak to groups as well. And I just love that about you. I mean, we have such a similar mindset because you really, even though you have dents in your armor, which we all have, and even though you've gone through some struggles, which we all have, you've come out on the other side and move forward in a positive direction. And I just think that's such a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a blessing. Sometimes it's hard to get out of your own head and realize that those choices can be made and you're strong enough to make them, and you don't always get there alone. Right. So there's a lot of people that help. And I mean, just, the component to the book also is just how the whole story brought me closer to God. Like that was a whole big part of that picture. And that book includes, kind of that journey as well. So,
which I wonderful. Think is critical. And what's your release date? What's your planned release date?
I know. So we have bumped this release date. And so at this point, we're probably looking at January 1st.
Well,
Yeah.
we're going to have you back on. And then Scott also has a live show on Amazon for new authors. And I've been doing author talk on Russ Reels. So we'll have to have you on all of that. Promote the book. Let everybody know what's going on, because I mean, you're doing incredible things. You know, we need to spread the love.
Thanks, Russ. Yeah, I would love to. That would be super awesome.
So I forgot to tell everybody this morning, I'm once again, here you go, displaying our merch. We got the Experience mug, and I am wearing my Experience shirt. There we go. So we'll have those on sale soon throughout the world. And I just want to say hi real quickly to just a few people that are such a blessing. So Andrea, when you want to sell to people in other parts of the world and bring them to Oregon, our show is great to come on. When you want to sell your book in crazy places around the world, you can do that. Like our other guest who's going to be on in the moment, and that is Mike. He's going to be on. Usama is over in Cyprus. We love Usama. Aya is in Egypt this morning. We love Aya. Who else do we have here? I'm just looking real quickly through. Oh, Cherie is down in Beverly Hills. All right. We can go cruising through Beverly Hills Cop with Cherie this morning. And, we got Helen. Where did she go? I saw her. Helen's right here in Lebanon, Oregon. Great to have you on this morning. And who else did I miss? Elise is in South Africa. Elise is down there in South Africa. Love having her on. What a great individual she is. Alex is in Colorado and is here this morning as well. So we are blessed with people all over the place. And so this is going to be great. When they all come to Oregon, you can sell them a house, and then we'll sell them your book.
We'll be ready.
Well, we're going to bring Mike in right now because he is ready to add some excitement. Mike is the podcast master. Bring it on, Mike. How's it going?
Hey, guys. Good morning, everybody. Appreciate everybody tuning in from around the world. Andrea, how am I supposed to follow you? Really? They set me up. If I would have known who I was on with a little bit earlier, I don't know. I may have been busy this morning. She's got a book drop.
I know.
She's dropping deals. She's all over. Like, that was an impressive little setup there. And
I actually just connected. Connection here.
That's what this is all about. I know Russ actually did #connection on the post because I reshared this so my network can tune in on LinkedIn, and everybody who's tuning in from that, thank you for being here. But I connected with you already because we haven't done that yet. And part of the reason to coming on the show is meeting new people and not only saying hello to my two good buddies over here, Russ and obviously Scott. And it's always cool to meet someone new from the show, and then everybody who's tuning in as well. So this is a great start to the day.
Heck yes, I agree.
It is the beautiful
Second
thing.
all that.
It is the beautiful
thing. Mike, tell me real quickly, pronounce your last name for me again, because I always butcher it.
It's actually easier to say than you would think. It's DiCioccio.
There you go.
But when you look at it, it looks like you got to wrestle with it. But you know what? If you got it right, you would have been in the minority. So
there you go.
Usually if someone gets it right, I go, who do you know? What cousin do you know?
I was thinking that I had never actually said your last name, so I thought, why am I trying it now live on the air? So DiCioccio, got it.
DiCioccio,
all right.
Yeah, all good, man.
There you go. Well, listen, give us a little insight into Mike's world. What's going on right now?
Yeah, my world changed in 2019, which was 2 years after launching Social Chameleon, which originally we were a little bit larger scope, doing everything from digital media and marketing. And that scope is huge. That's web design. That's helping people with their social media. That's getting them on the first page of Google. And all of a sudden, I was working with a friend of mine, Dave Mamano, who's out in Rochester, New York. And he had a podcast at the time called the Avanti Entrepreneur Network. My first experience on the production side of podcasting. Now, I have a media production degree from Buffalo State College, so working in media was very familiar with me, which is why he gave me the reins to his podcast and said, let's roll. And once I did that, it really opened it up because I personally was connecting with podcasting as a source of improving my think, right? Both my heart tank and my think tank from the podcast I was tuning in were helping me change the way I looked at the world, my mindset, my mentality. And I, in 2017, became a first-time entrepreneur and first-generation entrepreneur. So I had a lot of learning to do, and podcasting was a great source for me to get that. And I attribute a lot of me walking away from corporate, getting into entrepreneurship thanks to the books I was reading, the people I was meeting, and the podcasts I was listening to. So when Dave asked me to work on his show, I was like, this is gonna be a home run. And then after a little while, I got the heart tug. And Andrea was kind of talking about more of the, the serving, right? And being called and being on purpose. Well, my purpose, I felt, was to get on this microphone, but get out of the way and be a vehicle so people can come on the show like Russ has and Scott has on the show to share their story and then inspire my audience to be brave and bold in pursuit of their dreams. So I launched Mic'd Up in 2019, 2 years after the company started. And funny enough, it's like they always say in business, you got to get started. It sounds a little corny. Yeah, get started. But what happens is you don't know the different products and services and adaptations of your business. There's different iterations of products all the time. Well, guess what? We grew into a podcast production company because I said yes to that opportunity in 2018 that I thought was just helping a buddy out. Turned my business completely around. And in the pandemic, we actually 10x'd our business. And I now have 4, myself included, there's 4 members on the team. And I'm talking to possibly number 5 tomorrow. I got somebody really interesting that's loving what we're doing here. So Social Chameleon's the company. You can check it out, socialchameleon.us. If anybody's like itching to get that podcast started, but they're afraid to, they need some help with resources, we actually say we'll do it for you. Because there's some people who they want to press record, upload the files and get out of the way. We do that, or we do the coaching side of it. We have do-it-yourself coaching. I call it the playbook. If you want to do it yourself, cool. But you want a little help, we'll sit right next to you along the way, whether it's on a virtual call or in person locally. But yeah, that's how it all started, was just helping a friend out. And all of a sudden, here we are in 2021 with a successful podcasting company.
Mike, your story is a great inspiration, and I know that many people have had challenges these last year and a half, 2 years, and to be able to hear your story and how you made the change, and through focus and taking advantage of those opportunities, have been successful. So congratulations.
Yeah,
and I do say you do have the best guests on your show.
That's right. Shout out to my man right there. Scott was on the show not too long ago. I have Russ coming up on the rotation. By the way, I just connected Andrea. Wink, wink. Hey, no pressure. Maybe book coming out on the 1st of the year. That might be something we're talking about. But yeah, I love the people. It's kind of interesting for me to be on this side of the conversation because usually I'm the one kind of picking the brain of the guest and driving the conversation forward. But I had a big moment yesterday, and I'm not someone that likes to pat myself on the back, or do that kind of thing. But I'm doing it because anyone listening, if this can help you out, then it's worth me saying this. I celebrated 100 episodes of my show yesterday.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. But here's the big thing. It was consecutive weeks. So I didn't take 1 week off. Now, in 2020, my grandmother passed away, who I was very close with, and my dad passed away in December. So I took some time off to be with family that was necessary. But the thing is, I made sure I hustled in the other weeks to get it done. And very much at that point in time, it was me and one other team member putting it all together. So I'm very hands-on with my work. So I just told myself, yeah, I could justify taking some time off here and not getting an episode out, and my audience would most likely understand. But I didn't feel that was right. I felt, a little bit of Cal Ripken energy where you keep going, you keep going and like you feel you can contribute to the game, so you keep playing. But so that was really cool for me. And I just wanted to say the number one thing for me building my audience has been the consistency, and also really finding incredible guests that care about the story to push it forward, not just having anybody and anyone on. I've been very particular about who I have on because, 100 weeks that's a lot of people, but there's also incredible people to focus on. Thank you so much to everybody in the comments that's throwing me some love. That really feels cool to see that coming through. So, but yeah, I would say consistency is the number one thing. And the other thing I'll spit out before you guys have your next question or set up is I just had someone ask me about, like, getting out of some financial turmoil, right? And that sounds like Andrea's book has a lot of that with your armor. I totally understand. Like as an entrepreneur, when things aren't going well, we have to put on not a facade, but you have to wear armor like a quarterback with 4 guys blitzing you. You still have to be able to deliver as the best football you can in business. And that's kind of how my first couple years went, where I was meeting with people, and very much my morning could have looked like I was getting crushed by 300-pound linemen. But at that 1 o'clock call, I still had to mentally be in the game. And so that's those two things, like the consistency and being able to still push forward even through turmoil, has been 2 of the biggest reasons I'm here today telling you that story.
And you're doing such incredible things. And really, Andrea, you're all about that too, consistency and hanging in there and overcoming when challenges come your way. And that is why you're such an inspiration, Andrea. And I applaud you for that.
Thanks. Well, hey, I have to piggyback on something that Mike said. You know, he was talking about the football armor, and I kind of have to laugh because, you know, at the beginning of my book, that's the story that leads into my book. Is I was sitting at a football game of all things, and my son was out there playing. I think he was 16 at the time, and he was the kind of the backup running back. And our main running back was out, couldn't play that game. It was a big, important game. And so he was getting put in, and he was nervous and he was scared and he was afraid something, you know, he was like, but man, I'm excited. And he gets out there, and the very first play of the game, he runs that ball, you know, I don't even remember. I think it was like 65 yards, 70 yards. And at the very end, he's like running. And one of the defenders comes up and punches that ball right out of his arm. And he goes down. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like he's going to die. Like he's going to be mortified that just happened. And I'm so sad for him, right? Like my mama heart is just like so sad. And he gets up. And I'm thinking, man, you know, he has a choice to make right now. This is a big choice. Like he's either going to go sit on the sidelines and sulk, or he's going to get out there and he's going to make something happen. And he ended up running, you know, like another 170, you know, rushing yards, and made 2 more touchdowns, and ended up coming back and absolutely just killing it. And I sat there in that moment because I was in my dark place still. And I thought, holy moly. My 16-year-old just made a decision to get out there and like, let it go, you know, let it go. I got to get back out there. I got to get back up again. And I was like, what the heck am I doing? What am I doing as his mom? Like, that was the biggest lesson for me. Just watching him in that football game, I had the biggest aha moment. It was pretty crazy. It was an out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
It's amazing
Scott?
being inspired by our kids, right? I have a 6-year-old
Right?
daughter, so I haven't had something like that, but she says things to me all the time, and it's like a reflection of something I taught her months prior, and it's the most proud you can feel as a parent, that the lesson was learned, and now they're actually applying it to life. And sports, I'm a big sports guy, and there's some people that are like, oh, sports is just a distraction, this or that. There's moments in sports like that one as a parent, or that one as your son learning a lesson right there with the football coming out at the end, and he had to change the way he reacted to it, or he can control what was in his control from that point on. And there's also a thing, I talked about my dad real quick, a connection between people who experience sports. Some of my most fondest memories of my dad were watching the Yankees games growing up with him. And now the Yankees are like fighting for a playoff spot, and I watch it, and each win feels so different. And I really feel connected to my dad because you feel the energy with someone. So sports is not only or just a game. There's so much more you can learn about life or experience through it.
Yeah.
Right.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Sports lessons or life lessons. Scott, you've learned that. I mean, Scott has children. They played sports. And yeah, I mean, it's a blessing. We're learning things every day.
Yeah. In fact, our boys played together.
Yes, they did.
A lot of fun. And so I love, Andrea, hearing that story. And so for many people, a coach or a teacher, some person that they had that was there to teach them something, but they taught them more about life than about that subject, whether it was music or sports or drama or mathematics or something. And that's what I've loved. I've been fortunate. I've been able to coach all of my children in a variety of sports. And even today, having coached football and track at the school where our children were going, and now I'm watching them go on to other things, jobs, D1 volleyball. I tell you what, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's a blessing. You know, it's interesting because there's no secret that sports are a great lesson, and we have all. You talked about it, put it in your book, Andrea. I have sports stories in my book about, you know, I played sports all the way through school, learned so much in life and valuable lessons. And it just blesses each one of us. And then we're able to take those, and especially when it's our children. And I was also, like Scott, able to coach my children and work with them. And seeing it from both sides of the coin is kind of cool. Playing sports and then coaching your kids is really pretty dynamic and pretty amazing. So, hey guys, I have to be the bad guy and I have to actually wrap this show up, but I want to give you time. We're going to go ladies first. Andrea, last word and how people get in touch with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the speaking side of things, it is just AndreaBeem.com, and it's 2 E's, EEM. And for the real estate side, it is MidValleyHomesource.com. Those are the best ways to reach us.
Very cool. Very cool. And I know that you are always there if anybody wants to reach out, connect with you. And so glad that you and Mike were able to be connected. Speaking of Mike, last word and contact information, Mr. Mike DiCioccio. Oh no, I just said it wrong. I was about to say it.
You're about to say it right, I think.
DiCioccio. There you go.
First of all, thank you, gentlemen, for having me on the experience. Andrea, awesome meeting you and learning from you today. Guys, if you're interested in the show, Mic'd Up with Mike DiCioccio, you can check that on every app store. You can either type it in or you can go to mikeduppodcast.com, and it's MIKED uppodcast.com to keep it super simple for you. Let's connect on LinkedIn, see where that conversation goes. And if you're interested in help launching your show or you want it done for you, socialchameleon.us.
Awesome. Well, you know, you are both amazing. And even though I stumble over your last name, Mike, I consider you both great friends, and I appreciate you both so much. I really do. And it has been just an amazing show. We're going to have all of those connection links. They're already popping in the comments, and they will be also in the show notes. So if anybody wants to go to that, it'll be easy to click on it. Go right to connect with Mike, right to connect with Andrea. And you could not have two more amazing people to connect with and be blessed by. So Scott and I really appreciate both of you coming on today and sharing with our guests.
Well, thanks for having us.
Let's not forget Scott's wife for driving. I mean, we couldn't have done the show without her too.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank you for driving.
Great job, Chris.
Oh, yes, you're welcome.
Are you on the payroll? Is she on the payroll?
We got 2 hot air balloon spots.
She was just pointing out, this is, the sun has just been rising. It's just over the horizon. I can see Mount Hood, and there are some hot air balloons out this morning. So we just have the most marvelous drive to be accompanied with the best guests, the most remarkable people, Mike and Andrea. Thank you for being on the show today. I love this part about the experience that we get existing friends and new friends, and we all come together.
Whoa, hello. Okay.
Now the airplane just took off, apparently.
There you go. That was it.
And pulled I pulled the earbud out, so I couldn't talk. I couldn't hear. I can't.
Oh man.
It's live.
Anyway,
it's live.
You guys are awesome. I'm going to turn this around. See, I don't know if you can see the hot air balloon up there.
Oh, here, let me pull you over and blow it up a little bit. Just give me a sec here. Here we go.
There you go.
That's right.
Look at that.
You thought you had the best ride into work, but these people have you beat.
I tell you, I think they're flying right over Russ's house. So
there you go. Well, listen, I want to thank you both again. We're going to send you to the green room real quick, but hang tight. We'll be right with you. And thanks again for blessing us today.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Scott. Oh my goodness.
Another fabulous experience. Hey, Russ, what have you got going on? I know you had a class earlier this week, yesterday.
It's been a crazy week. I've been packing things in because my son and daughter-in-law are coming, trying to make some room for time with them. And so, yesterday I actually had a live workshop in Sweet Home, about an hour plus away. Then I raced back for my online workshop, which was how to change cold calling into making friends, which was so great. I was part of that yesterday. And it was just a fabulous day. Today I'm going back to Lebanon to speak at a group at lunch today. So yeah, I've just been running from one place to the next, and super great. Tomorrow, my Purpose to Profit workshop at noon, week 4, and we'll have those things coming up again. So yeah, it's been just a real blessing. Tell everybody where you're going again and what you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm headed to Nashville. So I'm a part of the Iron Sharpens Iron Mastermind group. And so I've been there for, I guess, 2.5 years, something like that. And twice a year we have a live event. So it's good to be headed down there and to connect up with the folks in the mastermind face to face. And then when I get back, I'll be speaking to the Project Management Institute's annual conference and talking about relationships grow your influence. And so I'm really excited about that talk. We did the technical walkthrough last week, and so next week when I get back, I'll be speaking there. So I'm really excited about talking to the Project Management Institute folks.
Awesome. And you have a new book out, which we'll talk more about next time. Another one coming out. Want to do a quick shout out again for our great merch. Thanks to Gateway Imprints in Lebanon, Oregon, who did a great job. Thank you for that. Thanks again to our guests. Remember, we're here every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time with outstanding guests. And don't forget, today was awesome. And next week, coming up, who do we have next week, Scott?
We have
see if you remember.
We got a little sweet.
I'll tell you.
We got a little sweet.
We have, that's it. We have Justin, who from season 1 of American Idol, Justin Giardi, I think I pronounced that right. And he is going to be on with Raquel Boris, a good friend. And the two of them are going to be on the show next week. So tune in next week.
And Raquel has been on the experience before.
Even guest hosted. She's been a guest host, so she's awesome. So anyway, listen, everybody, thank you so much for being such a blessing. Yeah. Thanks for being such a blessing. We're going to get out of here, let you go on with your day, make it positive, be blessed. Until next time, enjoy the experience.
Enjoy the experience.
See you later.